right, I'm back, everyone. Thank you, Brent. I'm here to introduce our next speaker, who means a lot to me, Felicia Baez. Felicia is graduating with a bachelor's in integrative studies and a minor in women and gender studies. I met Felicia in fall of 2015, I believe. I can't remember exactly, it seems, but she's been part of my Mason experience, I feel like, pretty much the whole time. So she's the president of Chase Dreams Not Boys, which is a student org that we work a lot with in our office. So that's where I first got to know her, through programming and collaborations. Then she came and talked to me one day and said, "David, I want to take one of your classes, but I heard you're kind of hard. But I really want to take this class." So we had a good conversation, and she took the class, and I've gotten to know Felicia as a student in multiple capacities, and she's getting her master's here at Mason. So we're keeping her, and so I'm looking forward to the many more conversations where she pulls a chair up to my desk and says, "David, I gotta talk to you right now." And then it ends up being a very long conversation about many different things. So, without further ado, I want to welcome Felicia Baez to the stage.
The only thing that separates women of color from anyone else is opportunity. I'll say it again. The only thing that separates women of color from anyone else is opportunity. 2 years ago, Viola Davis stepped on stage as the first Black woman to accept an Emmy for Best Actress in Drama. 2 years, an election, and a Women's March later, her words still ring true. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Felicia Baez. I'm a part of the graduating class of 2017. I will be receiving my Bachelor's of Arts in Integrated Studies with a concentration in International Studies, and of course, a minor in Women and Gender Studies. I chose Viola Davis's words because of how much opportunity I've had at George Mason. I came into Mason in 2013, not knowing exactly what I wanted to do or who I would be, but I knew one thing. I was given the opportunity to go to school to get my degree in 4 years, paid in full. Who would have thought 4 years later, I'd be standing before all of you, giving a speech and reflecting on my experience as a student. I remember my first Women and Gender Studies course. Women and Gender Studies 100, Representations of Women. Almost every semester I was taking a Women and Gender Studies course. Of course, you had your requirements like Intro to Women and Gender Studies and Feminist Theory, where I always wanted to know why Judith Butler and Patricia Hill Collins couldn't just say what they mean in lesser terms. But I also had the opportunity to explore with my electives, like Women's Health, Marriage, Family, and Intimate Life, and my favorite class, Race, Gender, and the Late 20th Century. If you've never taken a class with David Corwin, I encourage you to challenge yourself. Not only did he push me to dig deeper in my analysis, but he was the first professor that really improved my writing. Being a Women and Gender Studies minor gave me the opportunity to surround myself with amazing people like Dr. Angela Hattery, who is also my faculty advisor for Chase Dreams Not Boys. Dr. Hattery, thank you for being a listening ear, a support system, and a huge help to me personally and to Chase Dreams Not Boys. This past academic year, I had the pleasure of being the president of Chase Dreams Not Boys. The mission of Chase Dreams Not Boys is to inspire, uplift, and educate the minority women on campus and female youth in surrounding communities. Funny how you end up taking courses and then actually putting what you learn to practice. We facilitated girl talks, large-scale events, but most importantly, every spring semester, we go out into the community and mentor young girls through our outreach program. JC Room 240K became my home and a resource. If I ever needed a book for class, to print a paper, or just a place to sit, Women and Gender Studies has always been my place to go. Most importantly though, women in gender studies emphasize that I am not only a woman, but a Black woman. I was able to learn and explore the work of Audre Lorde, Angela Davis, Toni Morrison, Leslie Marmon Silko, and many more. I stand before you all to tell you that these women of color are crucial because all of these women were voices in a time that they were expected to be silent. All these theories and ideas like intersectionality and transnational feminism are not meant to stay on paper, but to be practiced and used for social change. We need to continue to create spaces and opportunities for women of color. It is not just women in gender studies or African and African American studies responsibility. It's everyone's. As I stand here and reflect upon my experience, I'm proud that I was able to have an impact on my community at Mason through so many different channels. Being a resident advisor, president of a student organization, member of a sorority, all while being a full-time student and working was a blessing and experience. Being a minority female student of color and graduating from a 4-year institution is an accomplishment. And I didn't just want to stop there. I will be pursuing my master's in public health here at George Mason University in the fall. I stand before you as a Black woman who generations prior to me were not afforded the opportunity to pursue education in the way that I can. For the seniors and everyone in this room, I urge you to think about how your degree, your minor, your involvement can impact marginalized identities. Audre Lorde once said, "Your silence will not protect you." Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2017.